Welcome to Cognify, a facility designed to treat criminals like patients. Instead of spending years in an actual prison cell, prisoners could finish their sentence here in just a few minutes. Cognify could someday create and implant artificial memories directly into the prisoner's brain. These complex, vivid, and lifelike memories are created in real time using AI-generated content. Depending on the seriousness of the subject's crime and their sentence, the memories could be tailored to the rehabilitation needs of each subject. The artificial memories implanted by Cognify would be seamlessly incorporated into the existing neural networks of the brain, preventing cognitive dissonance and ensuring the subject experiences the memories as if they were real. The Cognify concept offers a new approach to criminal rehabilitation, transforming how society deals with offenders by focusing on rehabilitation rather than punishment. First, the prisoner is given a choice, either spending tens of years in a prison cell or seeking fast-track rehabilitation through artificial memory implantation. If the prisoner chooses to undergo fast-track rehabilitation, the Cognify device is used. Next, the prisoner undergoes high-resolution brain scanning to create a detailed map of their neural pathways. This brain map helps guide the Cognify device to target specific brain regions responsible for memory, reasoning, and logical thinking, such as the hippocampus, prefrontal cortex, amygdala, parietal lobe, and anterior cingulate cortex. Once the target brain regions are identified, Cognify is then placed around the head of the prisoner. The intensity and the type of artificial memories is then adjusted depending on the crime. Inside the criminal's mind, time would pass differently, slower than in real life, making them experience years' worth of artificial memories in just a few minutes. Synthetic memories are customized depending on the crime committed and the unique brain structure and psychological profile of the individual. Violent offenders could experience memories that are designed to trigger empathy and remorse, seeing their crime from the perspective of their victim, feeling their pain and suffering firsthand. Some memories are designed to trigger consequences and trauma. Such memories could simulate the long-term consequences of violent actions, such as the grief of the victim's family or the physical and emotional trauma endured by the victim. Artificial memories could cover a wide range of crimes, including domestic violence, hate crimes and discrimination, embezzlement, insider trading, theft and fraud. Cognify emotion regulation system could modulate neurotransmitters and hormones to induce specific emotional states, such as remorse or regret, which is crucial for rehabilitation. Real-time monitoring and feedback mechanisms could track the prisoner's neural responses throughout the process, allowing the system to adapt and optimize the rehabilitation in real time with new visuals, sensation, and realistic AI-generated content. To ensure the long-term effect of the therapy session, the memories could become permanent, fully integrated into the subject's mind, as if they were part of their own personal experiences. Valuable data are collected from all the prisoners into a central computer for scientific research, which will help understand the criminal mind and determine the best approach to tackle crimes in society.
Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Ruach. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. And peace, mercy to the hopeful elect, the 144,000 men that are doing his work in sincerity and in truth across the four corners of the earth. And much love to the 1/3 and the innumerable multitude of you believers out there. To you all, I say shalom. I pray, Lord willing, that this lesson is edifying through the Spirit. All right. So I would have showed one or two videos at this point. There was, I'm not sure if I'm going to put the one that with the woman up yet. The elder brother, Nabah, was sharing this regarding, shalom to that brother, regarding, it's called Cognify. So, you saw the video about the intro and what it's about. But see, this is just prophecy being fulfilled. Now, I was doing some research on it. It said it's not enacted yet, but this is a proposal. But, according to prophecy, you could very much well see something of this magnitude happening. That's not saying that this is exactly going to be it, but it lets you know where their mind is focused on. Okay. And I do want to say, the first thing that came to mind, I'm not sure of those who've seen the movie Manchurian Candidate, right? And that's with Denzel Washington. And then that it's a pretty old movie. It came out some years back. But in that movie, basically, they were army soldiers, and in that movie, they put them all in chairs and they put implants in their heads. Okay, and basically, they were following the implants and carrying out whatever their instructors were. So if they were to go snipe and assassinate somebody, they would just do as soldiers would do, but now under complete control. Okay, so they've been talking about this implant thing for a long time. You know, they had stuff like that in the Black Mirror. They're always about implants in the movie, the shows Black Mirror, and one of them was about a soldier and basically how he just kept taking the implant and restarting, and them having complete control over changing, altering his mind. All right, so now that's the age that we're entering into with the implant being a big thing, which is the MOTB, right? And you have Elon Musk with Neuralink. You can see how this is very much a possible reality for the future. All right. And, you know, we talk about this kind of stuff, starting with the Apostles of Great Millstone on down. This is what we emphasize this through the Spirit, because things like this are going to start happening. See, and that's why I'm going to name this, I believe, Free and Bond, you know. And so as I was going, let me go ahead and read the scripture. And as I was going into it, it was giving me, you know, more understanding on it and things like that, you know. But you can see how a prisoner, right, someone who's locked up, they would take this because, I mean, who wants to be now the unrighteous will take it. Let me say that. Who wants to be locked up for 40, 50 years? You see, 60 years. People, they say they're going to get life. They'll be like, yeah, they're going to be like, hell yeah, I'll do it. You know, the only ones who want to do are the ones that are led by the Lord. And that just reminded me of another scripture too. So real quick, before I get my scripture, let me just take a screenshot of that just so I don't forget, because I want to bring that one out later, Lord willing. Okay. Oh yeah, it's this chapter. Yep. Call labor shot. All right. So now let me go ahead and get my first scripture here. Right. Revelation 13 and verse 16. Right. It says, and he causeth all, right? That he is talking about Esau, Edom, right? Amalek, the so-called white nation, and how they're trying to rule the world. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, right? So we go into the meanings of this, both small and great. This could refer to people of high esteem and low esteem, but also referring to children and adults as well, right? So no matter what your age is, they'll put it in you. I mean, they already do it to dogs. And what do they say about in a society, right? They already do it to all the animals first. If you look in the seas, they hip all these animals and tag them. All of the cats and dogs, they tag them, put the implant in them. All right, so just like if they do any experiments, what do? They test on the lab rats first. So they put it on all the animals already. So how much more? That's the test trial period for human beings. See how it goes with the animals. And then the fact is that they're just getting away with it under the guise of the safety of the animals. Yeah, right, Esau. Right? It says, both small and great, rich and poor. So no matter of your wealth status, so if you have a lot of money, people are going to take it, right? And why would the wealthy take it? Because for convenience, luxury, because they have to, because there's going to be a status quo change in the world, right? Because this is going to be the new form of currency, okay? For rich and poor, and so the poor are going to take it for sure because they're literally not going to have any options. So they're going to be like, hey, I got to eat. So they're going to take it. Okay. It says free and bond. And that's the main part I wanted to give for this one. But I'm just reading the rest. Free and bond to receive a MARK, a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And we know that word mark goes into charagma, which is an incision in the flesh. Right. And so they're doing all these things with Neuralink and now this Cognify proposal and things like that. Right. And so it says free and bond. All right. And let me me see here. Let me actually, before I go into that, let me see here if I can find something on this. Yeah, I wanted to bring out an article, and this is multiple articles on it, right? But it says, before I finna go to the free and bond, it says Wired.me. That's the website. It says the prisons of the future. Criminals could get false memory implants. All right, and that's what the video is going into. Okay, it says if you're a sci-fi fanatic, you have definitely seen a somewhat exaggerated conceptualization of the future, including flying cars everywhere, everyone swapping their daily clothing items for robotic suits, advancements in AI, and habitation on different planets. While some of these have come to life, others are still on their way to becoming a reality from a concept. Among them is Cognify, a rehabilitation facility conceptualized to replace traditional prisons by embedding artificial memories permanently in addition to an individual's own experiences by Yemeni molecular biologist and science communicator Hashim Al-Ghali. Right? And really, I'm not like I'm saying I'm not gonna read too much on this, but they're doing this on Jake too. Who are the people who locked up in there? And we're going to get into that, right? Lock them up. Let's work on them. Just like they did, what was that? Tuskegee, you know, with the syphilis and all that kind of stuff. They use our people as the first human form. They looked at Jake as a 3/5 of a man, especially if you locked up in jail. They look at you like your life has no value. So what more value do you do than for us to test on you and think that you're going to get a life sentence shorter? But they lock our people up intentionally, and they have long-term goals. This could have been a part of their goal from the very beginning, besides humiliating us, degrading us, and locking us up and getting us off the streets, right? But free and bond, right? So that goes into people that have who have freedom. Let's say this, the idea of freedom here in America, where you can go to sleep when you want, you can eat when you want, even though we're all still slaves too, but there is levels to freedom, okay? I'd rather be out of jail and prison than in jail and prison any day, Have you ever been in there for even a day, man? If you're in your right mind, you realize you don't ever want to be in that bitch again, man. All right, but the word here for bond is doulos. Doulos. All right. And it says a slave, a bondman, man of servile condition. A slave. Okay. Now they got other ones, but that's mainly the point. A slave, a bondman, a man of servile condition. And that's exactly what the men that are locked up in those jailhouses are. They're in servile conditions. They're slaves. They can't do what they want to do when they want to do it. They have to follow the guards and Esau and the warden. And if they say lights out at 9, the lights are going out at 9. But see, like right now, and this is not talking about them, but right now, it's 11:25 at night. If you were locked up, you couldn't just have the lights on. You can't do what you want. You can't say what you want. You can't force a way that's contrary to what the standards of that jailhouse are. Okay? So a slave, a bondman. So it says even those men are going to have to take this implant. Okay? Why are people that's locked up in prison taking the implant? Right? And so now they showing this Cognify. They're perfect lab experiments too. People that will willingly sign up to take something if this can reduce their prison sentence. People do all kinds of wild stuff to reduce their prison sentence. How much more something like this of this magnitude? All right. And so, Cognify, ultimately goes into cognition, cognitive, your mind. Okay. That's where, and cog, when you really go into cog, like if somebody have cogs in it, it means to work. Like a cog goes in each other to be able to make a machine work, And so now they're tampering with your powerhouse, man, your brain, right? They're wiping out memories and doing all this kind of stuff. You won't even be the same person. So this will give Esau, he's not just going to wipe out memories of your rebellion, if you will, your crimes. he's going to start tampering other things and say, well, what happens if we do this to him? What happens if we do that to him? Because what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to give Esau medical clearance to be able to do those things. And then it's going to be fine print. You know, Jake not going to read it. They're going to be like, oh, you can, all right, let's sign me up. You can shorten my prison sentence. All right, let's do it. You know, they might let some of them go being worse criminals than when they went in, man. Esau twisted like that, man. You know? So, and then I went to, after doulos, I went into a root word of it. Let me see here. Down under in the Strongs, it said a slave, literal, figurative, involuntary, or voluntary, frequently, therefore, in a qualified sense of subjection or subserviency. Right? What's the most modern form of subserviency and involuntary slavery besides, you know, human trafficking and actual slavery and things like that? Is definitely going to be jail or prison. And we're the most jailed country in the world. We have the most amount of people in jail and in prison in the world by far. I forget what it is, but the next country down is not even half as many people as we got. And then even below that, not even a fourth of the country after that. So this lets you know America is just doing something completely backwards, obscene, absurd, and destructive to our people. All right. So the next word there down is deo, right, which is the root word of doulos. And it says to bind, tie, or fasten, to fasten with chains, to throw into chains, man. All right. So that's when you go to jail. They put you in handcuffs. That's the first thing they do. And jumping down when it says to bind, to put under obligation of the law or duty, you know, to forbid, prohibit, declare to be illicit, right? But they bind up our people. Okay. This is Isaiah 42:22. It says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes. They are hid in prison houses, right? So it's talking about you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. If you look at the population of jails, it's our people. And then if it is a lot, some guys that look like Edomites in there be Israelites too, right? But this is the people robbed and spoiled, right? All of them snared in holes. So our people get snared in holes and hid in prison houses. I always talk about how the prison houses are always in weird places that you just happen to. I used to do Uber and Lyft back in the day. So I used to just drive around making deliveries and stuff. And sometimes you find these little random places like, damn, that's a jail right there. You know, you would have never knew because they got our people hid away, tucked away from society, right? It says they are for a prey and none deliverance. That's a prey mentality. You're in jail. They're going to use your own situation against you. That's for a prey. Nobody who going to deliver them from that. You know, and the true believers, you're going to have to believe in the Lord. You know, there's going to be many Israelites that's taking that C-hip in them jails, man. But if you really believe, the Lord will deliver you from it. It says, for a spoil, and none saith restore. Nobody say restore them back to society. And then if they do got to restore them, look at the measures that they have to take just to restore them. You see where they're going this far to be able to do this, man. But that's because Esau Edom wants absolute full control, man. And he's going to stop at no ends to do it. You know? So let me get this. This is Psalms 146. And I'm going to start at verse 5. Because I will say, man, a lot of them dudes in them jails are about to take it, you know, to see him. Even if it look like this or not. You know? Jay gonna take anything for any kind of reward. You know? Dudes in jail, man. You know, that was like the common thing for a long time. Dudes in jail give up something for cigarettes, man. A carton of cigarettes. You know, Jay can take the C-hip for some cigarettes, man. You know? It says Psalms 146:5. Happy is he that hath the Most High, the power of Jacob for his help, whose hope is in the Lord his God, right? Bless the man who's happy is he who Yahweh Hashem has power, which made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that therein is, which keepeth truth forever, which executed judgment for the oppressed, which giveth food to the hungry. The Lord looseth the prisoners. right? So ultimately, the Israelites, especially starting with the elect, are the prisoners. But there are some believers that are locked up in jail right now. You know, there are people who sincerely believe who need to go, who the Lord gonna have to free them from their situation. Okay, and they gonna get out too. This is Isaiah 61:1, and I mean we're in a spiritual bondage now, but some of our people are actually locked up. The Spirit of the Lord Yahweh is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. And we're bound right by this place now. We were bound in our mind, but now we made free through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah. But we proclaim liberty to the captives. The people that really believe, hey man, you can be made free. Liberty goes into freedom. We proclaim that, right? It says, in the opening of the prison do not abound. Okay, a prisoner wants nothing more than that door to be open where he can walk out clean, But now they put adding the stuff, and they're going to take it to the next lengths, and they're going to have complete control over it. They're going to become mad scientists. That shit, these jails going to become like goddamn Arkham. If anybody who used to watch Batman or Gotham, they turn into Arkham Asylum, man, where people just doing weird, bugged out stuff. They're going to be able to have free reign to do it because they're going to sign off a medical clearance to their brain. So for you brothers that do hear this and you brothers that believe, do not do that, man. You're only dooming yourself. So I wanted to get this as a Revelation. So this is the one I mentioned earlier. Revelation 2:10. It says, fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give you the crown of life. I will give thee a crown of life. So it's like brothers it's gonna be little brothers that's going getting pent up, man. Right? And the Lord's gonna cast some brothers in there, and they gonna say, hey man, we put you down for 3 years, but if you go ahead and take this, we'll clean your memory from it, and you sign over to us, and we'll take care of everything for you. That's the wickedness of the world, and that's the wickedness of Esau, man. That'll try to take advantage of you in your state there. But you got to say no. You got to believe in the Lord. You can be, you can be saved like Peter, man. The Lord can get you up out of a prison sentence. Get you out of that situation. You just got to have belief. It says, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life, man. So through that faith and that loyalty, the Lord going to be able to help us up out of our situations. But the 2/3 that's up in the jail, they're going to take it for sure. Them Edomites that's up in them jail, they're going to take it for sure. Right? They were like, shit, man, we'll give you, if you take this, we'll give you a little more rec time. Jay can take it then. So how much more the days that are approaching when the Lord is really going to start showing what's what, and Esau really start going crazy on this CHIP thing, man. Right? The scriptures talk about Ezekiel 11:11, right? I'm sorry, Ezekiel 33 and 33. This they shall know that a prophet have been among them. These things are going to come to pass, man. Going back to Revelation 13 and 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, the charagma, or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Right? So you're not going to be able to buy and sell without it. So if Jake in the hospital, in the prison, they're going to be like, hey, well, you got commissary, but you need to use it. You got to have this implant in order to use it. If you want to buy this, you're going to need the implant. So it's going to be a lot of weird stuff going on in these institutions, man. Right? Who, for God knows already, Esau already got these. Right? If they're telling it to the crowd, they already have these, man. Do never get that confused. Right? Esau is a devil. All right? So you got to beware of him, man. The scriptures say that. Let me see if I can find out. I think that's Ecclesiastes 12. You got to beware of him, man. Esau is a cunning devil. Sheesh. Ecclesiasticus. Let me make sure it's not another one. Ecclesiasticus 12 and 11. Yep. I'll start at 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. Right? So even if you get locked up, I know certain things you got to do. If they say you got to go eat, you got to go eat. If they say you got to, the lights off, lights off. If they say you got to go shower, certain things you just got to do. But at the end of the day, man, trusting Esau of him saying, yeah, we could shorten your sentence. Really, he's destroying your mind. Jake been in the chair for 5 minutes and felt like 30 years of his life done passed, right? And everything's better. Esau is destroying your mind and your life, man, your livelihood, right? Just so you can what? Try to get a meal, you know? It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed. So listen and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his wrath hath not altogether been wiped away. So he's gonna show his demonic ways in one way or another, man. You show Esau all of your everything you got, he's gonna take everything, man. Right? He's gonna show you that he's a demon. You try to be nice to him, he's smiling. Hey man, he's gonna show who he is. Okay? He's ready to implant the whole world. Y'all gotta understand that. He wants to implant the entire world. Men, women, children, and animals. He wants everything documented, man. For him to be such a devil. But see, he think he's getting ready to spread this around the world. But, this is his will. But his will don't matter in comparison to Yahweh Shem Shah, man. So this guy is going to have to go down. Esau Edom is going to have to be destroyed. This man is not for righteousness. This man wants to destroy the world. He wants to control the world. He wants to be as the Most High. But, hey, man, sometimes you got to see it the hard way. But this is what's about to become the reality of prisons and jails. It might not be this exactly, but the fact that, and this said 8 months ago, when the brother shared it, it was just a broad who looked like it was pretty recent, but that was 8 months ago with that. So there's a lot of room for Esau to make this thing greater, and they'll say it's for their benefit and creating better members of society. They'll say the crime rate is going low. They're going to use all of those examples, which is really all nonsense anyway, right? Esau Edom's the real criminal when you get down to it, right? So-called black people might do little wicked stuff like hurt each other, shoot each other, steal from each other. But we're not the ones bombing countries. We're not the ones stealing resources. We're not the ones just waging war for no reason. We're not the ones just rape, robbing, pillaging whole areas and territories. But they'll try to make it seem like we're the worst of the worst because Jake stole a goddamn pack of ramen noodles for trying to save his soul. You see? That's how they paint the image. But hey, the Lord gonna take care of it. It is what it is, man. So I knew I did. I got the point. I pray that it was edifying, and I pray that you guys got to, see something from it, have a spiritual eye with it, and that we all may see what's coming down the pipeline, and that Yahweh Shem shall have mercy on us, because it is going to get terrible out here, free or bond. No, dude, so how much more, the people out here they're just going to do all types of mayhem and chaos, and they're going to take it willy-nilly, right? And then people that's getting out, you got to think about this too. The men that will be getting out of jail, they're going to be thinking so much time passed. They're going to treat life different. They're not going to know where they fit in society. They're going to have amnesia. They might forget about their loved ones. Those angry thoughts might fester back up, because at the end of the day, all this is a spiritual thing more than anything, But hey, man, I pray, Lord willing, that this lesson was edifying. I want to give all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Hakodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone to rule well, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect. Until next time, Shalom.